All right, everybody, welcome, welcome. We are here with Rahway, the band, not the city, in Teaneck, the city, in New Jersey, the state, not the Bon Jovi album. We'll do, we're going to have a pamphlet we'll hand out after. It explains everything. Hey, it's Don Jamieson here with the band Rahway. We're going to introduce everybody to start out. Steve on drums, DC David Cardenas on guitar, Nick on vocals, and Chigga right here holding down the fat bass line. What's up, fellas? It's an exciting night.
What's up, Don?
The EP release party. And it's been a while since there's been some new music from you guys. So talk about what you've been doing. Why is it taking it so long?
Well, there was a pandemic. We were on lockdown. And, Dave and Steve, they hid in their little rooms and they wrote new music. It was great. And they presented it to me and Nick, and me and Nick added our little magic to it, and you got Sounds of Spanktown.
Sounds of Spanktown, which can go a lot of different directions. As, grown men who have a childish sense of humor. Right. What's that all about, Sounds of Spanktown?
I hate it.
Dave hates the name. Dave hates the name. But we went with it because we found on Google that the town of Spanktown was the name of Rahway back in the Revolutionary War period.
Okay.
But they since changed it to Rahway, but it used to be called Spanktown.
Right.
So we went with it. It was only appropriate for the slumlords of New Jersey. So
I was sold.
All right, so you're still holding out.
I have resentments.
It's you. Well, already the band is dissolving right before your eyes at their very own release party, which is appropriate for an album called Sounds of Spanktown to do a release party.
Yeah.
How about just the name in general? Why not Carteret or Linden? Why did it have to be Rahway?
It's a super long story. The first incarnation of this band, prior to these two in the band, there was a different set of characters, and at the time we were working with Jack Douglas.
And, phenomenal, legendary producer.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Great guy. Smokes awesome cigars, loves to go shark fishing. Good man. Regardless of that, we had a different name. And it was really gay.
What was it called?
Oh, you gotta cut that out. It's called Push Rod.
Can't say that now.
Push Rod?
Push Rod.
Okay.
Can't say that either.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got Push Rod, Sounds of Spanktown, and a
See the
release
theme
party.
here?
Yeah.
Push Rod came from Stan Vincent. Stan Vincent, he worked with Tron and a bunch of other bands.
Sure.
So anyway, we were called Push Rod. Stan left, and we started working with Jack, and Jack was like, well, I don't like the name Push Rod because Stan Vincent came up with it. So he asked where you guys are from, and we said, well, we're in Rahway. We got a rehearsal studio here. We're not from Rahway. But he goes, if you want me to work with you, you name the band Rahway. He had asked Mr. Tyler, what do you think about the name Push Rod?
Steven Tyler.
Yeah. The drunk guy.
Well,
He said, edit that out. He said, that sounds too much like something else, like Nimrod. He goes, where are they from? Rahway. Name them Rahway. Name stuck, and here we are.
Well, I think when Jack Douglas, puts his blessing on a name,
go with it.
Considering all the great albums over the years he's produced, obviously Aerosmith being one of the biggest, and Cheap Trick, of course.
Yep.
So now this incarnation of Rahway, as Rahway, has been these four original members, right? So how did, explain to other bands how you keep this together? Because you know how it is nowadays. People are in, they're out, nobody knows who's in the bands anymore sometimes.
Well, according to my wife, at rehearsals, we touch each other, so that's how we stay close.
You know what it is? It's being, you're married to four guys with four different personalities.
Yeah.
And patience and tolerance is key. So you just have to learn to accept the guys that you're with for all their idiosyncrasies. Love them or hate them.
Especially when you're in a band with your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you how that dynamic worked, but I think we just saw how that works.
No different than the Robinsons.
Yeah.
Then the what?
The Robinsons.
The Robinsons?
Yeah.
Black
Rose.
Rose.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, okay. So it's a challenge.
Yes.
needless to say.
Yeah.
But you've made it this far. Talk about the new single and the video. I got to see the video. I loved that house that you did that in.
Yeah.
Talk about doing that.
Well, we have a friend who actually got us into it. We were actually going to shoot Rocket Ship, our previous single, there, and then we decided to use the lyric video as our video because it was like very anime looking for Rocket Ship. So then this guy who got us into the mansion, we decided to do Drowning because it had like a, I don't know why we decided to do it
Because
there.
the song was more androgynous than the other song.
It's a haunted house. It's literally legit haunted
Oh, is that
house.
the one in Staten Island?
It's in Staten Island.
Yeah, I've actually
Chrysler
shot some
Mansion.
stuff there. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. So I thought I recognized it.
Yeah,
but-
Devil Driver actually recorded there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool spot.
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
It is.
scary as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You didn't stay overnight, did you?
No. no way.
If
No
you
way.
if you four had
should've.
stayed overnight there, who would have been the first one to run out scared?
Me, right here, right here.
I was so oblivious. We went up to shoot his solo section, and he was like, "Someone's coming up there with me." So I'm like, "All right, whatever." So we go up there. He's in there. I close the door behind us so it doesn't swing open. And then I'm sitting there in the window, and I'm listening, and I see the drone and all that stuff. And then I'm counting, and I hear footsteps behind me. Like, which one of the roadies is coming up? You know, then I'll just go down and out. And then I look, and there's no one there. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I go and I look out the window. I'm like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I heard those same
I'm
footsteps.
like, "Oh
Yeah.
man."
So some paranormal activity
Hell yeah.
happening up there for sure.
Yeah. Jack Osborne was there. He got some stuff. He got some EVPs there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, his dad's Ozzy, so
Well, that's
I mean,
true.
he's
Prince
used
of
to seeing a
Darkness.
lot of weird
Yeah.
shit. So.
Yeah. We actually in our video, there's actually a ghost in one of the scenes.
Really?
If you, yeah, we didn't even see it till after the fact, but
There's a couple still photos with actually ghosts in it, and it creeped me
scary.
out.
Yeah.
Because I was there when the photos were taken, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song is great. I mean, the song is definitely yet another progression for you guys. Still catchy and hard driving, but
Yeah.
a lot of great melody in that tune. Talk about how you've progressed since the last time you've released music.
We actually grew as writers, I guess.
yeah,
We started to listen to
I'll
a
go
lot.
with that.
Sound check. You have a microphone. It is recording. Yeah, no, go ahead.
We started to listen to a lot.
Not now. I mean,
We started to listen to a lot more Bee Gees and stuff like that, and we started to listen to their structure.
that's the key, kids. Listen to more Bee
Bee
Gees.
Gees and Duran, and we just
We used the Ridley method.
yeah, the Ridley method.
Okay. Is that another euphemism for masturbation?
Yeah.
There's this guy on YouTube that swears that 4 chords write every song ever written.
Yeah.
Axis of all.
I think honestly, I think that the more we play together, I think we just the chemistry just
a
keeps
natural
getting better and
chemistry.
better. Yeah, it's just
We work really hard at it, and it takes a long time to like pull pieces out and move them to different areas, and make something 16 bars as opposed to 8. And the difference it makes. And you do it in day one, and you don't really get it because you're doing it on day one. But when you play the playback, day 2, day 5,
Yeah.
you go, oh yeah, we need to stretch that 6 more, whatever the case may be. And then just formatting and moving things where they belong. And it seems to have made a huge difference.
Do you and your brother have a natural chemistry as musicians, or do you still have to really work on
He
it?
is more.
you wouldn't think so at practice.
No, well, you know what it is? I would guess it's a healthy thing because we're fighting over this song. He's just like a phenomenal melody maker, and when him and Nick work together, writing words and coming out melodies, I'm awestruck.
yeah.
I'll come up with a line here and there, a small melody, and they'll take it to a level that I could never in a million years. You know what I mean? And what am I coming up with? A riff or two?
Yeah.
And if I don't have that melody, I can't feed into it and extend the song.
Well, you ever see the movie
anywhere.
Rain Man?
Sure.
That's him.
But what he's saying is not always true.
Pattern of respect.
Well-
yes, there's none.
Well, I mean, it really comes down to who comes up with an idea. Like for Rocket Ship, he came up with the idea for the chorus and the guitars. And he had a vision.
That was more of a challenge. They said we need a song that's good enough. I said I'll have one for you tomorrow, and I wrote it in one night.
Well, you always hear of bands, you know, it was the last song for the record.
Yeah,
you know,
it was
I
actually, right?
ran in the back room and I wrote it in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's, you know, like Paranoid by Sabbath. You know,
Yeah.
it was just, hey, we need to fill 3.5 more
Yep.
minutes, and that's their biggest song to date. So
Yeah.
you never know. Sometimes creativity just comes out of necessity.
Yeah.
You're under pressure, and I got to do it.
masturbation.
Or masturbation, yeah.
But the thing is that he was open to compromise on certain parts, like the verses and stuff like that, and like the topics and different things. So if he weren't able to do that and be that kind of person, we wouldn't be able to come up with something as awesome as this. You know,
Yeah,
because
that's-
people get married to parts and they don't want to part with them. Like,
Ah,
oh, I have that
no,
guitar.
no, no.
He's not like
I've
that.
never been
you know?
married to anything as far as music.
Well, let's go down because you each brings something a little different into the band.
He said go down.
So
Go down, boy.
this is
right over here in Rahway, Spanktown.
there are more dick jokes in this band than my act.
We're perfect.
I know. This is great. I'm excited to host this. But talk about like what influence do you bring into the band as far as a drummer?
Nothing outrageous, you know, basics. I'm a big Zeppelin fan. I like John Bonham, obviously. Alex Van Halen is one of mine. Believe it or not, Neil Peart is one. I don't play like him, but I do appreciate a lot of what he's done.
Tommy Lee.
Oh, Tommy Lee, definitely. You know.
Brutus from Popeye.
Bernard Purdy, which is just out there. So.
But no Brutus from Popeye. Just
No, man, it was a long time ago, man.
He went from Ron Jeremy to Brutus. Like everyone used to call out to him and say, "Hey, Ron Jeremy's playing drums," and he changed his look.
Like, I gotta change things
I
up.
know.
yeah.
And
Well,
this is what happened.
just about everybody's doing better than Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, right now,
So
yeah. He's still alive.
he's in jail, but so
It's a whole different type of porn.
right. And there's a great one in Rahway, by the way, legendary one. How about you, DC? What are you bringing in other than looking like Tom Araya and Slash had a kid together?
That show, that metal show, actually told you that.
I'm gonna get 2 months.
You got a dick in your hand. Are we allowed to curse?
Don't do much. I love to play. I just love to play, and I love to make riffs and just like.
He has lots of screwdrivers.
No, I do have. He doesn't know the difference between a regular screwdriver and number 9.
I do too. Shut up.
He knows shit. He showed me this thing where you flip it, and look what I got. So, I love to play. You know, like Eddie Van Halen said it best, just fucking play. There's nothing else in this world, just play. And that's what I do. I do it all day long. I sit on my couch, I riff, I play riffs, and write riffs, and try different things. The most important thing to me is to play what I don't know. Not what I already know, what I don't know. What comes, comes.
Do you always picture this as a one guitar band? Or have you been
I've only
tempted to bring
played
someone
it.
else in?
Nah, I would. So many people have asked us to, and we just don't feel the need for it. I'm not against it. If there was a real need for it, yeah, I suppose. But from the guys I work with, meaning these three, they seem to think, when I solo, it fills the void. I'm not just playing a bunch of Scrabble to fill that, that 30 seconds. I'm playing a melody to accommodate what they're playing behind me.
Let me take it over.
Here we go.
And
this is where
guys,
we
let me take it
derail.
over. No, I mean, me personally, I don't feel there's a need for this because, and I also feel like it would change the dynamic of the sound.
Sure.
We have a specific sound, and I'm very true. I like to stay true to that sound, and I think it would change a lot of things. I'm not ready for that change.
No, absolutely. No, yeah, I mean, and again, as you've been progressing as musicians and all that, besides Nick, besides your obsession with mermaids, what are some of your vocal influences?
Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, David Draymond from Disturbed, and a couple other random miscellaneous artists that are a little bit out of rock world, like Lil Peep and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much like I came from like the Godsmack era, early 2000s and stuff. So sometimes when we toss ideas around, we all kind of have different like artists that we like and that we're kind of like brought up on and we listen to a lot. So we all pull from those different areas, and we kind of meet in the middle and make something unique out of it, because it's kind of what we do.
Right, and besides your completely unhealthy obsession with Nikki Sixx,
DJ Ashba.
No, just Nikki Sixx.
what's your role in the band?
Bring the best Chinese food to practice. And,
Oh boy, here we go.
He hasn't done that once.
I bring the I don't know, the marketing mind to the band. I'm like the Gene
true,
Simmons of
right?
this band, so it's like I guess that's something that these guys didn't have before, and I was able to lift them from, I mean they had a name in this on this scene, but we just had to make it better.
Yeah.
That's all. So
Well, again, judging from what I've heard from the new EP, it's sounding great, and congratulations. Guar has Scum Dogs of the Universe. You guys are the Slumlords of New Jersey, right?
yeah.
Are you?
Way up.
Right, well, you guys don't you squirt blood and stuff on the audience and wear costumes?
Actually,
That's not this
it's
band.
Not blood. It's not blood.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's.
That's not what we're
I
squirting.
forgot.
Donnie.
It sounds of Spanktown.
Different color.
How about going out on the road and playing? You guys got some touring coming up?
That's the plan. That's the
Yeah,
plan.
for next year, we're looking into we're following our charting. We're looking into we're looking into where we're getting the most spins, and it looks like Chicago is looking good. What was
Yeah.
the other one?
Connecticut. I mean,
I
the
think we got-
Northeast. The
I think we
Northeast.
got a huge hit in Belgium. I heard that's
Yeah.
I heard you're huge in
Yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah.
It's doing really well in certain states, and obviously those are the places
We'll
to
hit those markets. Yeah.
And then we have another band that's up here tonight playing one's from Florida, Fire Inside. And they went on tour last year, and they checkmarked the places that you're getting closer. They checkmarked all the places that were where they had a built-in crowd that was happening, and they loved the music, and they black flagged the ones that So it did kind of some legwork for me.
Yeah. Good. Bands got to stick together these days
Yep.
because, as Gene Simmons famously said very erroneously, rock is dead. It is not dead. It is alive and well, especially here in New Jersey with these guys holding down the fort. And we got a show to do, fellas, so let's go rock it.
Let's go.